Harry's Wife, Part 104.81. King, Birthday Snub. I've explained elsewhere about the birthday blues, how basically, unless you're in the golden period, your birthday is a major inconvenience for the narcissist. Why? Well, it's all about you, and it has to be about us. Or those people congratulating you, that's misplaced fuel. Or those people bringing you presents, that's misplaced fuel. Or those people buying you drinks, that's misplaced fuel. Or those people singing happy birthday to you, that is misplaced fuel. And because all eyes are on you and not us, then in such circumstances, the narcissist can't stand it. Now, of course, if you are in the golden period with that relevant narcissist, they will harness it by giving you a birthday beyond all birthdays. If you're in the bronze period, you get an okay birthday, but it's not spoilt by somebody coming in and shoving their genitals into the cake. However, where you're the intimate partner primary source of the narcissist and you're in devaluation, you can expect your birthday to be forgotten, that it's spoiled if somebody else arranges something for you, that the narcissist fails to turn up, turns up late, picks a fight with you before you're meant to go and greet all of your guests, criticises the condition of your vol-au-vents, puts their foot through one of your gifts, sticks their arse in your cake. Lots of different ways to drop a narc bomb to spoil the occasion before it starts, and of course, while it's going on, to behave in a manner to upset you and draw attention onto themselves. It all depends, of course, on the sub-school of narcissists to the extent of the behaviours that are exhibited. More overt and aggressive behaviours will be seen by the lesser. Getting drunk, picking a fight with you or other guests, ridiculing the gifts, failing to provide you with a gift, providing you with an unsuitable gift. I'd recommend you watch my video about the narcissist and gift-giving in that regard. Mid-range narcissists are more likely to criticise you behind your back, asserting control through the indirect assertion by effectively smearing you. I don't know why she's wearing that dress. It doesn't suit her. Her arse looks huge. You think she could have spent a bit more on the food, couldn't you? And look at her, lapping it all up, thinking she's the centre of attention. Well, she is. It's her birthday. The narcissist may well be pleasant to the birthday person's face, but be smearing them behind their back. Or they may sit there sulking, forcing that person to come over and involve them. They may not turn up. They may turn up late. They may depart early. Once the party is over, they may well round upon the person's birthday, who it is, criticising them for their endeavours. Think Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, where she criticised him for going the extra mile and giving her an amazing send-off. She was utterly ungrateful and demonstrated her narcissism to the full extent in the way that she devalued him. When it comes to people who are not the intimate primary source of the narcissist, i.e. non-intimate secondary source friends and family member, it all rolls down to this. Where the narcissist doesn't operate a facade, the narcissist may be focused on something else, and therefore your birthday passes without their involvement. They don't spoil it, but they don't commemorate it. They just simply don't turn up, because their narcissism isn't bothered to compel the narcissist to do so. Where there's a narcissist that operates a facade, you may have them turn up and be all friendly, because you're painted white, and it suits their narcissism to behave themselves for the part of the facade, buying you a nice gift, wishing you happy birthday, mixing with the guests, and generally behaving themselves. Underneath, of course, they resent the fact that it's about you and not about them, but the operation of the facade keeps that heated or cold fury in check. In some instances, however, if the narcissism deems that it's too much like hard work to engage, or you're painted black as that secondary source, then most likely your birthday will be snubbed and you won't hear anything from the narcissist. And that's the position that King Charles finds himself in relation to Harry's wife and his recent birthday. According to the Mirror newspaper in an article by Katie Weston, Prince Harry and Harry's wife snub Charles as he celebrates his first birthday as king. Prince Harry and Harry's wife did not publicly wish King Charles a happy birthday, as he celebrated turning 74 yesterday. A brand new photo was released of the monarch as he marked his first birthday as king 2 months after the death of his mother, the late Queen. The Prince and Princess of Wales were the only senior royals to mark the occasion publicly, sharing a photo of a beaming King Charles to Twitter. That's exhibiting the emotional empathy of both the Prince and Princess of Wales. They wrote, wishing a very happy birthday to His Majesty the King. And the Royal Collection Trust shared a picture of a young Charles with Princess Anne, saying, "Happy birthday to King Charles III." The photograph from 1951 shows the then Prince Charles kissing the hand of his sister, Princess Anne. The royal family's official Twitter account, which provides updates on the King, Queen Consort and other senior royals, also posted a video of the band The Household Cavalry performing Happy Birthday during the changing of the guard ceremony. Meanwhile, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex chose not to share a public message on their Archewell website, which was last updated on Sunday, although it is not known whether they spoke to the monarch in private. So there is a possibility that contact was made to wish him happy birthday, and it might just be that Harry did that, contacting his father, or if Harry's wife did so, that's a hoover, whereby she does it to assert control benignly over King Charles. It's more likely, however, that there was a failure to do so, because, of course, remember, Harry's wife has painted the extended royal family black, and therefore she will assert control over them by staying in a position of withdrawal, and her grip on Ginger Bollocks would mean that she's unlikely to want him to do it unless he popped down to the chicken coop and did it in secret. According to the Mirror, the couple quit Facebook and Twitter in January last year, saying they became alienated by the hate they experienced online. Victim mentality, blame shifting. They have not posted to their Sussex Royal Instagram account, which has 9.5 million followers, since January 2020. Princess Anne, Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, do not appear to have any social media pages, which will explain why there was silence on their part also. Prince Andrew's Twitter, Instagram and Facebook pages were removed after he was stripped of his military affiliations and royal patronages earlier this year. Also explains his silence. Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice and Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, did not share any birthday messages to the King on their social media pages. To mark the occasion, the King officially became the Ranger of Windsor Great Park, 70 years after the Duke of Edinburgh was appointed to the post. The role of Ranger offers oversight and guidance to the Deputy Ranger and his team in the day-to-day stewardship of one of the country's oldest landed estates. Paul Sedgwick, the Crown Estate's Managing Director, Rural and Deputy Ranger of Windsor Great Park, said, "We are honoured to have His Majesty as Ranger of Windsor Great Park, continuing a long tradition of the Sovereign and members of the royal family holding this role. Windsor has a wonderful heritage with many precious natural habitats." Harry's wife thus asserts control through a snub of King Charles by not wishing him happy birthday. This, of course, would have caused wounding to King Charles. The failure of the non-intimate secondary source to wish him a happy birthday would cause moderate wounding. Only moderate because of the status of that individual in his fuel matrix and the fact that he didn't expect them to turn up in person, but rather just to receive a message, and messages are a smaller amount of fuel, thus the commensurate level of wounding that's caused is small or moderate also. How would he have dealt with this? Well, of course, the failure to do so wounds and threatens the sense of control. It's not going to cause him a fuel problem. He'll have received other messages from those around him, both in person and, as I've recorded, also publicly, and therefore it's not going to cause him any kind of fuel issue. But his narcissism will need him to assert control over Harry's wife. And he will do so in the moment by essentially muttering about it to Camilla whilst he's buttering his crumpets. No, that's not a euphemism. And she will agree with him that it's typical of those pair of brats, the Duke and Duchess of Overseas, and you really ought to just strip them of the titles, urges Camilla. Of course, her agreement that they're a pair of odious twats gives him that subconscious sense of control, and the threat to control is thus dealt with in that moment. It might also, of course, be grist at the mill with regard to how he deals with them in the future, that his own narcissism remembers this snub as it builds up a list of all of the transgressions, so that he decides, no, your kids aren't getting titles, and or you're going to be stripped of yours. Accordingly, we have a clash once again between two narcissists as a consequence of the manner by which she asserts control from overseas and he responds. A quick dip below the line, and Big Baz654 comments, too busy doing podcasts, giving interviews, etc., or boring us to death with their incessant ramblings. Helt52, they're not a nice couple, so it doesn't surprise me. Scruncher, Duchess difficult and her cuck. And it's not the cuck as in the one that cucks you meals, a cuck as in cuckold. Quiffy, the Prince and Princess of Wales were the only senior royals to mark the occasion publicly. But let us all look at the usual pair. Vimpa Mirage, just as well, the evil pair did not wish King Charles for his birthday, as everything they say or do is fully diabolic. Plucky, Ginger Boy and his mummy said nothing to King Charles for his birthday, then King Charles and his family needs to disrespect Ginger Boy and his mummy also on their birthdays. Jamal Trader, what a pair of traitors. Wow, really speaks volumes. When they can't take a moment out of their busy day to wish King Charles III a happy birthday, they are both just so pathetic. King Charles, get on to Parliament and take their titles away. Put a fire under Parliament to get this done. Mama Bear 54. Harry's wife has a secret account on Twitter, apparently. Somebody asked what it's called, but there's no answer given. Just Me 51. No one cares what this pair of non-entities, hapless Harry and this creature, do or don't do. Denise 95. Long live the king. Happy birthday. Zara. Considering he was the only person to walk Harry's wife down the aisle when she stunned the world by turning up with only her mum at her own wedding, no other family or any real friends, she has some bloody cheek. Well, of course she has, and her narcissism completely forgets and conveniently forgets this act of kindness, albeit it was for his own reasons, but the fact that it manifestly appeared to everybody else to be an act of kindness, and therefore it dispenses with it. That's what happens with the narcissist. You could do 99 brilliant things for the narcissist, and the narcissist will pick up on the one thing that you've apparently done wrong and will just forget the other 99 because we don't have any object constancy. We see in black or white, we don't see in shades of grey. We don't weigh everything up. You're either with us or against us. And therefore, the fact that he did this for her is irrelevant at this juncture. Her narcissism pays it no regard. It doesn't feel a sense of obligation because of that. Labas, please just let them get on with their dreary lives and let us get on with all the issues life has in front of us. RBNYC. They snubbed Charles. Okay, it's official. No PR firm has the resources to make these two appear popular. Mary Jo Braz, why would King Charles want traders to give him birthday wishes? Smudge 05, not surprised, toys thrown out of the pram comes to mind. Northern Lass, the king doesn't need minor pleasantries from minor royals, Ginge, Winge and the Porky Yorks. Sierra Casco, H&M seem to have decided that they want to permanently live as part of the half-wit Hollywood showbiz clan, whose mission in life is to relentlessly pursue the media spotlight, fame and fortune. Mostly fortune is the goal, and monarchy be damned. The ruthless, scheming Harry's wife has landed her greatest acting gig, reeling in hapless Harry and abandoning her career as a minor unknown second-rate divorced TV actress. She is now called Duchess and flaunts her newfound status, trading off and exploiting it to the max. Harry and Harry's wife's PR stage and scripted, sometimes bizarre antics have become their new normal. Showbiz must triumph over monarchy. Sooner, we hope, than later, their celebrity will fade, and they will flounder their way to oblivion where they belong. In the meantime, their behaviour, combined with their well-documented reputation for being economical with the truth, distinguishes these charlatans as the number one national embarrassment. And that would seem that that is an apt point at which to end this, which shows a collision of narcissists and the continuing behaviour of Harry's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.